Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel, General Hospital. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. General Hospital spoilers. Liesl returns to oppose Heather's release, or kill her. General Hospital spoilers tease that Heather Weber, Ally Mills, has terrorized Port Charles for decades now. But in recent years her behavior has become much more lethal than it ever was before. Coming up on General Hospital. Heather was always a schemer, but she wasn't really violent for the most part. There were exceptions of course, such as the time she tried to poison her enemy with LSD. But even then she wasn't successful and ended up ingesting that LSD herself, resulting in her being committed for quite a while. With the exception of that incident, she wasn't really as much of a threat as she is today. General Hospital spoilers. Heather Weber become the hook. In recent years, Heather has changed. She's been incarcerated in various mental health facilities, but somehow she managed to find a way to come and go basically as she pleased. During this time, Heather became the hook. With a fisherman's hook as a weapon, Heather killed several Port Charles residents including Brando Corbin, Johnny Wachter, and Dr. Britt Westburn, Kelly Thiebaud. Ironically, neither of them were Heather's actual target. Each died saving Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy. Heather's motive for the killings was justice for her daughter, Esme Prince, Avery Kristen Pohl. Esme and Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali, had become bitter enemies and Heather was going after anyone who sided with Esme over Trina. GH spoilers. Cobalt poisoning may have altered Heather Weber's personality. Recently, the doctors at General Hospital discovered that Heather suffered from cobalt poisoning that caused by a replacement hip. She had a new hip put in and the poisonous one was removed. Laura Collins, Jenny Francis, and Kevin Collins, John Lindstrom, have begun to suspect that Heather's more violent side might be because of the cobalt poisoning and have looked into seeing if Heather could possibly have her legal case reopened and possibly even get out of prison, but this hasn't set sail with some people. General Hospital spoilers. Heather Weber's victims have something to say. Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, has already made it clear that she will fight against even the possibility of Heather getting out of prison, especially because Heather targeted Trina's friends' allies. But she won't be the only one. Sasha Gilmore, Sophia Maxson, will likely have something to say since Heather killed her husband Brando. But as loud as Portia and Sasha may be in protest of Heather, they are nowhere near as dangerous as Dr. Liesl Obrecht, Kathleen Gaddy. Britt's mother is every bit dangerous as Heather ever thought about being. GH spoilers. Dr. Liesl Obrecht is every bit as dangerous as Heather Weber. Obrecht can be just as deadly as Heather ever was, but she's quite sane. She's quite calculating in her own right. Once she gets word that Heather might be released, look for Liesl to storm back into Port Charles. It seems unlikely that she would just let Heather go free without doing everything in her power to stop it. But if Heather is able to beat the odds and scores her freedom, look for Liesl to take matters into her own hands. A deadly showdown between Heather and mad scientist might very well be coming with the very real possibility that only one of them will survive. General Hospital spoilers. Monday, April 15. Jason freaks, Anna shocked, Tracy threatens, Brooke Lynn's wild card. What do you think? Should Heather go free? Do you believe her murderous actions were caused by cobalt poisoning? Is the stage being set for a war between Obrecht and Heather? Anything can happen in Port Charles, so stay tuned to General Hospital airing weekdays on ABC. And don't forget to check back right here regularly for all your General Hospital news. Information is a lifelong soap opera and comic book fan from Cincinnati. He enjoys a good cigar and quiet evenings at home. General Hospital spoilers. Liesl returns to oppose Heather's release, or kill her. In the hallowed halls of General Hospital, whispers of impending chaos echo through the corridors as a familiar face returns to Port Charles, threatening to upend the delicate balance of power that has long defined the city's landscape. Liesl Obrecht, the formidable and enigmatic villainess whose presence strikes fear into the hearts of those who dare to cross her, returns with a singular mission in mind: to oppose the release of her arch-nemesis, Heather Weber, by any means necessary, even if it means resorting to violence. As Liesl strides through the hospital doors, her presence is palpable, her eyes flashing with a steely resolve that sends shivers down the spines of those who dare to meet her gaze. For Liesl, the stakes could not be higher. The release of Heather Weber poses a threat not only to her own safety, but to the safety of everyone she holds dear. And so, with a determined set to her jaw and a fire burning in her heart, Liesl sets out on a collision course with destiny, prepared to do whatever it takes to ensure that Heather remains behind bars. Yet, as Liesl delves deeper into her quest for justice, she finds herself ensnared in a web of intrigue and deception that threatens to consume her from within. As she navigates the treacherous waters of Port Charles, Liesl's path intersects with old enemies and new allies alike, each one a potential pawn in her game of cat and mouse with Heather Weber. With each passing moment, the tension mounts, as Liesl's determination to see justice served clashes with the forces of darkness that seek to thwart her at every turn. Meanwhile, across town, Heather Weber waits in the shadows, her mind twisted by years of imprisonment and isolation. With each passing day, her thirst for revenge grows stronger, her desire to see those who wronged her pay dearly for their sins burning like a fire in her soul. And when news of Liesl's return reaches her ears, Heather senses an opportunity, a chance to settle the score once and for all, and to emerge victorious in her battle against her most formidable adversary. As the days pass and tensions escalate, the residents of Port Charles find themselves caught in the crossfire of Liesl and Heather's bitter feud. Friendships are tested, alliances forged, and loyalties questioned as the battle lines are drawn and the stage is set for a showdown of epic proportions. For Liesl and Heather, the time for reckoning has come, and only one will emerge victorious in the struggle for power and dominance that threatens to tear the city apart. As the final act plays out and the dust settles, the residents of Port Charles are left to pick up the pieces of their shattered lives, their world forever changed by the events that transpired. For Liesl, victory comes at a steep price, as she grapples with the consequences of her actions and the toll they have taken on her soul. And for Heather, defeat is a bitter pill to swallow, as she retreats into the shadows once more, plotting her next move in a game that has only just begun. In the end, as the sun sets on another day in Port Charles, one thing is clear. The battle between Liesl and Heather is far from over, and the city's residents must brace themselves for the chaos and upheaval that lies ahead. For in the world of General Hospital, the line between good and evil is blurred, and the only certainty is uncertainty. And as Liesl and Heather's feud rages on, the fate of Port Charles hangs in the balance, its future uncertain in the face of forces beyond its control. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching.